Hi everyone, this is Jana Tarjeft. I'm a family nurse practitioner that focuses on functional medical approach. And I wanted to talk a little bit about constipation. I see a lot of patients in my practice, they suffer from constipation even though they sometimes don't know about it. So constipation is when someone cannot have a bowel movement every day. Sometimes it would be great to have 2 bowel movements a day. But unfortunately, one of the main reasons that I discuss in some of my previous articles is small intestinal bacterial or fungal overgrowth, which stands for SIBO or SIFO. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about other causes for constipation because it's so important to prevent it, especially for everyone, but especially for girls, because hormonal issues when they become young adults or teenagers get significant if someone suffers from constipation. So one of the causes of constipation is lack of water. So lack of water happens because we don't drink enough, because we sweat too much, or because we just don't pay attention to what's going on in our bodies, or eat a lot of dry foods with salt or sodium, and that causes us to get constipated. The other cause is the lack of fiber. Again, if you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, you may actually suffer from too much fiber, such as in FODMAPs, fructooligosaccharides, that a lot of healthy foods contain. But for example, usually people don't eat enough fiber, which is detrimental for our intestines, because you need that bulk to propel the food through the intestines into the larger intestine and then get rid of it in the stool. So fiber is great. It gets rid of extra estrogens that we don't need. It gets rid of toxins. So the stool is formed in not too liquidy or not too, it doesn't cause too much constipation. So the other cause is the third cause is bloating and constipation. So what happens when the person has lots of gases in the intestine? Well, the fecal matter cannot move very well through the intestines. So that causes the compression in the intestine, and the gut is not working properly. So make sure you don't have much bloating. But again, bloating can be caused by small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or by something else. Maybe you are intolerant to a certain food, or have a food sensitivity with a certain food product, and you cannot digest it well. The fourth issue is hormonal problems and constipation. So if you have hypothyroidism, which is the lack of thyroid hormone, you may experience the slowing down in the gut, so in the intestines. The normal peristalsis is not working, the food is not getting propelled through the intestines, and here we have constipation. So to find out if you have hypothyroidism, you would have to get the labs drawn, which would include the full thyroid panel. Most of the times actually, when I start patients on the proper thyroid hormone, the constipation resolves on its own. So number 5, what are other external factors? Actually, external factors can be causing constipation too. Stress is one of the important things that can cause constipation or diarrhea, but be careful with stressing too much on different topics, because unfortunately, if you stress too much, it can impact your gut-brain axis. When we are stressed out, the fight or flight response kicks in. That's the way our body responds to stress. So there is gut-brain axis. It's like a two-way connection that exists between the gastrointestinal tract and the brain. So what happens every not very necessary at the moment process in the body slows down. So peristalsis, the movement of the fecal matter through the intestine, slows down too, because we don't need it at the moment of fight or flight reaction. We need to decide to survive and run, or we will be fighting the aggressor or imaginary aggressor, because stress is not just physical stress, it could be perceived stress. Unfortunately, we cannot avoid stress in our life. Everybody gets stressed, even watching news or thinking about politics or COVID for that matter. But what we can do is to manage our response to stress, how we perceive the stressful factors, and that may help us to have better bowel movements. So the sixth cause of constipation is medications and some dietary supplements. For example, supplements that are rich in iron, in ferrous sulfate iron, or some other forms of iron. They cause constipation, so you should be aware of that when you start an iron supplement. The other medications that can cause constipation would be antidepressants, antipsychotics, sedatives, something that makes you relax, to calm down or sleep, diuretics, which are water pills, but basically, again, they get rid of water in your body, and you don't have enough water in your intestine, in your gut, to push out the good formed bowel movement. Aluminum containing supplements, those for example are contained in antacids. Unfortunately, if you have high stomach acid or esophageal reflux, heartburn, sometimes you may use some of those antacids that have aluminum, and that may cause constipation too. And some other supplements, you have to go or research every supplement you take. What can we do about constipation? Well, we need to make sure that it's not pathological, that there is nothing else happening in your gut, no polyps. If the stool has the pencil, like it's so pencil thin, you may have to go to the gastrointestinal doctor to figure out what's the cause of that kind of pathology. But at the same time, if you don't have any pathological signs, which is polyps or other blood in the stool, for example, you may try to do some things. For example, magnesium citrate is great for constipation, and for a lot of other reasons it's a good idea to take a small amount of magnesium citrate. Other thing that can help you with constipation is aloe vera juice. So those are a couple things that may help you. Also, increasing fiber in your diet, like we talked about, and having healthy fruits and vegetables in your diet, making sure you have a variety of vegetables in your diet, aiming for the rainbow of colors of vegetables in the vegetables. That also helps you to get more polyphenols from the vegetables, and also different types of fibers, both soluble and insoluble. So let me know if you have any questions. That's it for fiber or for constipation right now. I specialize in gut health and thyroid health, so I see most of the time that constipation gets better when SIBO gets addressed, or C for that matter. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching my videos.